Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Indigo Soul Academy. So, this is a channel for any light workers, empaths, anybody who is called to deepen their spiritual journey and connect more to their soul and their soul gifts. This channel is for you. I'd appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to this channel as I'm trying to grow it. So today I wanted to bring through messages from the Angelic Realms through a channeled message as well as oracle cards. So just a little background for myself. I'm an angel teacher and have been for 15 years, and I absolutely love working with angels and bringing through that energy because I have seen so much profound and powerful changes in my clients when they start opening up their hearts and opening up their awakening and their intuition with the help of angels. And it's something I feel so deeply called to do. So I wanted to bring through a channeled message on how we move through these next few weeks, because we've got an 11/11 portal coming up in a few days, and energy is already very intense right now on the planet. You don't need me to explain all the changes happening, but there is a lot of solar frequency energy hitting the planet right now, which is shifting so much within us. And it's when we're living in it, we feel like we are being put in a washing machine and we're getting tumbled about, and it's very difficult to find your grounded space. And many people feel more called than ever to deepen their spiritual journey, because when we're deepening our spiritual journey, we start to make more sense. We see things from a higher perspective that is happening around us and within us, and we're more able to take a presence, an awakened presence to what is happening, rather than a presence that might be more fear-based or ego-based. We're able to more bring through loving energy that will facilitate the changes happening in a much more calmer and compassionate way. It doesn't mean that the energy is going to immediately calm down or be more compassionate, but we ourselves can hold more light, more healing frequency light for others to awaken. So this is a journey that has been a part of me for such a long time, and I really feel honored and a deep sense of gratitude to be able to do this work more. So I'll go first into the channeled message from the angels for moving through this 11/11 portal, and then we'll go through a collective angelic message, so how we can move through those energies. So the message that came through was that as we approach the 11/11 portal of light, we become more closely attuned to higher frequencies such as angels and our own higher selves. So during this time, you might feel a greater sense of urgency and pressure to change every aspect of your life, to shift into a higher vibration that is more in alignment with your soul. So this pressure can come through as sensitivity to your surroundings, what you bring into your body, what you bring into your mind and soul. So this could be what maybe you read on social media, to be more aware and more present to how your energy feels as you tune into different parts of our day. Because we are not meant to be influxed with these constant information that is bombarding us every second of the day. Many of us have work where we have to constantly be at a computer and read emails. We have to constantly deal with negative situations and environments that feel like they're outside of our control. So these things you can't control, but you can control your energy. So it's important, out with those moments where you feel like you can't control that, you can still bring a loving presence. But out of those things, noticing habits and behaviours that maybe aren't serving you, such as maybe it's doom scrolling on social media or binge watching Netflix, or these things are absolutely fine, but sometimes we can, especially empaths and intuitives, can use them as escape mechanisms to not be present in our bodies, instead to escape away from our present moment and ourselves, and that doesn't serve us. So notice what constricts your energy and then notice what expands it. So the more that you do that, the more that you allow old patterns and old belief systems to just naturally fall away. So we will do this more from our intuitive center and our heart space. So if you're feeling anxious and you feel like the intense energy is coming through right now, or sweeping you off your feet, and you don't feel a sense of groundedness or safety, then it's important to have daily rituals in your life that you can incorporate easily. So some energetic tools that the angels were helping to sort of bring guidance through is calling in light. So simply visualizing yourself surrounded by this high frequency pillar of light, and as you breathe deeply in, imagine breathing in this light into your body and grounding it into the earth, so you're connected to your space. You can do this first thing in the morning and throughout the day, simply as you're working or doing anything around the house, or if you're outdoors, or if you know you're about to go into a situation that might be negative, then it's important for you to bring yourself back to your heart. Other practices include grounding, such as earthing or visualizing. Space to meditate and breathe. Our breath is so important to help us bring awareness back to the present moment, as well as helping us expand into our bodies and releasing any tension and any emotionally charged energy. Breath work for me has helped me transmute and transform so much heavy energy I'd been holding on to, and moving your body in a way that is mindful and fun. So I've been trying to do more mindful fun practices like dancing, or being able just to move my body in any way that intuitively feels right. Not having this a set routine to do every day, but instead just to notice what my body wants me to do. You can also, other practices include reading something that enlightens your soul, that nourishes you. So these are just some ideas of energetic and spiritual practices that you can use now, that you can use into your daily life. And once we start having a daily routine, a daily routine is something we do all the time, like we do it every day, even if it's just 5-10 minutes, is part of your practice. And when you find that the more you incorporate it, the more you can build up and increase it if you need to. On those days you might feel like you're needing to shift more, you can expand your routine, or those days where you feel like you're just needing a simple, safe practice, you can just go simply back to your meditation and breath. So take time after this video to journal. What would make you feel lighter? What can you use in your daily routine that would expand you more and move you into this more creative space? So that's a channeled message from the angels. So when I tuned into the cards, I was using the Transmissions from Your Soul Lightworker cards, and I love them so much because they've got so much beautiful frequency coming through. And the first card I got for the collective was Inner Voice. I was about to say trust your inner voice, but that is basically the message. Inner voice. So this is very much an angelic connective card, where once we learn to work with higher light energies like the angels, we awaken more to our own inner voice. So the angels have always been about teaching us to be sovereign, if that's the right word, to be more in our power, So when I first started working with the angels in the early 2000s, it was more a case that they would come into my life and give me guidance and help ground me and help me move through some intense energies I was needing to release. But as I worked more and more with them, they wanted us to more step into our power and not rely on external frequencies, external energies like angels to as an anchor, as a way for us to hold on to something. They want us to hold on to the energy within us, to ground ourselves within our own light. So inner voice is when we trust our intuition, whatever that guidance may come, as long as it's coming from a higher place, just to move into that awareness and trust that we are being guided towards the right path. Even at the moment, it might feel like we're being guided down a rough path, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a wrong one. It just means that we need to surrender more to the present moment and trust that the energy coming through is for our higher good. The second card that came through was awakening, that we are awakening to our light more than ever right now. And it's so incredible to tune into the collective energy right now. It can be heavy at times, really heavy, but there's moments where there's this incredible light frequency that comes through when I tune into the collective. And it feels like that golden light as well. And that golden light to me represents the Christ consciousness that has been moving through this planet for the last maybe 15 to 20 years, if not longer. It's like we're wakening up to our own inner Christ light. And that word might bring up, maybe, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a religion, a religious belief. The Christ light is something a lot higher than that. It's higher than ourselves and our religion. It's more our soul, I would say. The Christ light is our soul. We're awakening to our own inner power and our own inner light. And the awakening part can feel very chaotic, and it can feel like we're being moved through this area of uncertainty where we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know where we're heading. It's like humanity has a blank canvas right now and we have no clue what our next steps are. That's where we need to move into our power, where we need to move inward. If you feel like you've got attachments outside of yourself to other people, places, situations, beliefs, we're being told that it's time for us to let that go and surrender to ourselves, to our present moment, to our light. And when we do that, we awaken more. We are allowing ourselves to trust more that we can do this. We can make these changes in our lives. It feels terrifying, don't get me wrong. It can be absolutely the most terrifying thing to go a completely different path, maybe to what maybe your family's belief systems are. It can feel terrifying to have to lose some friendships in order for us to know who we are. And it's just because those changes aren't negative, it's just that it's what's required for us to trust more. So it's intense right now. So the awakening card is very intense. And then amazingly, we've got the soul journey card. And the soul journey, this just completely encompasses everything that I'm teaching about how to access the soul, how to journey to the soul, and how to awaken to the soul. So the soul is that innate divine part of us. It's our blueprint before we came here, before we were incarnated. The soul is our light, our blueprint. And it's through our soul that we know what our gifts are. We know what our reason for being here is. So when we awaken to that part of ourselves, we get much more clarity about what our next steps are to do. And I want to do an exercise. I'm being guided to go into our souls. So I'm going to do an exercise with you, if you're ready, just to take a moment to connect to your soul, to feel into it and feel into that expansive space and notice what it feels like to connect to our souls. So just close your eyes if you can for just a minute or two. Or if you're listening to this while you're moving, feel free to pause and come back later. And just take a moment to breathe. And as you do, just notice any tension in your body just melting away and just connect to your breath. And just let the outside world, just let it fall away for a moment. As you're only connecting to your breath and my voice at this time. And then just take a deep breath in and breathe into your heart. Feel free to place your hands over your heart just to bring a deeper sense of awareness. And as you breathe into that space, imagine that there's this beautiful white light. And just feel into this light. And just know that it's your soul. And just take a moment just to breathe and allow that light to expand outward on your breath. And just feel that light swirling about, expanding. And just notice how it feels in this moment, whether it feels warm, cool, loving, expansive, compassionate, joyful. Just take another few deep breaths in and just breathe into your light. And just know that this is your soul. This is your divine essence and the part of you that knows exactly what you're here to do. And just call on your soul now to bring through any guidance or just to bring through any energy that you're needing right now. And just allow that energy to transform outwards. Just feel that light expanding into every part of your being now. Just feel that light moving through your whole body, into your whole energy system, your cells. And just take another deep breath in and just grind that light now. Grind it down into your solar plexus and your stomach. And just know that you're in your power. You're in the seat of your power right now. You are in this expansive, powerful, energetic frequency. And that is who you truly are. Just take another deep breath in and just bring yourself back. And just bring yourself back to the present moment again. And feel free to open your eyes. So that little exercise is basically your soul's light. And if you feel like you didn't get very much from that exercise, it was only 2 minutes. I have a lot longer meditations that I'll link below for you to try. But just simply breathing into our heart space is enough for us to bring us back into ourselves. So when everything feels chaotic around you, when you're feeling heavy energies moving through you, just bring yourself back to your heart. Bring yourself back to that space. So I hope this angelic message helped today, and I'm curious how to move through the 11 level portal, how things are going to arise. I'm not very tuned into the astrology side of it, although I'm very interested in it. But I do think it is going to be a very intense time of change. We are already moving through an intense time of change, but I'm curious how the collective will be affected by it. So I look forward to speaking to you again soon. So thank you so much for listening to my video, and thank you for your time. Take care.